good evening, and welcome to the weigh-in for tomorrow night's Fatal Fury at Times Square, New York City, New York, USA. It'll be a great night of world-class professional boxing for your entertainment, and it's all proudly presented by the Bible of Boxing, Ring Magazine, along with SNK Corporation, publisher of the famous video fighting game Fatal Fury, City of Wolves, with promoters Oscar de la Hoya for Golden Boy Promotions, Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, and Box Raw in association with Warriors Promotion, Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated, and Devin Haney Promotions. And it is sponsored by the Public Investment Fund. Visit Saudi, STC, SRMG, Dr. Suleiman Al Habib Medical Group, Saudia, the national airline for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Jeddah Season, Milaf Cola, Visit Qatar, Core Group, Desert, Sky, Arab National Bank, First Data, Sella, and SMC. Quite a few great sponsors there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind everyone that this event will be presented live worldwide on pay-per-view supplied by DAZN.com. DAZN.com. So we have three main events, 3 in a row. A great night of boxing. So let's get the fighters to the stage at this time with our first main event. 12 rounds of boxing, and this is for the WBO and Ring Magazine Junior Welterweight Championship of the World. First up to the stage and then on to the scales, he is from El Monte, California, USA, and brings his family with him, and a perfect professional record consisting of 32 fights, 32 victories, 11 wins by KO. He is the undefeated #1 ranked challenger in the world. Please welcome Arnold Barboza Jr. A perfect professional record, 32 fights, 32 victories. Next up onto the stage, and then he'll be getting on the scales. Now living and training out of Las Vegas, Nevada, but he comes to us from Brooklyn, New York. He is the former undisputed lightweight world champion. His professional record stands at 21 victories, 13 wins by KO, only 1 defeat. The reigning, defending WBO and Ring Junior Welterweight World Champion, Teofimo the Takeover Lopez. First onto the scales will be the challenger once again. A perfect professional record, 32 fights, 32 victories on the scale at this time. New York State Athletic Commission conducting the weigh-in. 139.8 pounds for the undefeated challenger, Arnold Barboza Jr. Next on to the scales, the reigning and defending champion, a 2-time world champion, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, but a native of, originally from Brooklyn, New York, USA. Stepping onto the scales, the 2-time world champion, the defending champion tomorrow night, and he is Teofimo the Takeover Lopez. 139.6 pounds for the defending world champion, Teofimo the Takeover Lopez.
Wow.
You see what I was talking about filling out? You see Barboza?
Filled out.
See how he filled out a little bit? He's not looking slim. He's looking like he got some meat on his bones.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, look, Teofimo always looks in supreme shape.
Here they are,
always ripped up. This is his look.
champion for our
Big
WBO
fight field, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this face-to-face.
This energy.
Teofimo wearing a mask. He's still drilling. Arnold Barboza ain't playing no more.
Mike Tyson got up.
This energy is real.
I don't know
New
why.
York, USA.
This is real, folks. This is real bad energy.
Undefeated Arnold Barboza Jr.
This might be the fight of the night, guys.
The takeover. Lopez.
These guys do not want to move.
Nobody breaking on contact.
Just no slaps across the face.
No, we don't need that. Less than 24 hours away. WBO.
They don't want to move.
Ring Magazine.
They don't want to move yet. This is a real fight.
And this is what we talked about all week.
Yes.
The intensity. This one had it 2 months ago, let alone right now. They know how it is. They know the levels of intensity. They know how serious this moment is. They're kicking off a three-fight main event card.
Absolutely.
Tio don't want to break. Tio hasn't broken yet.
No.
He hasn't broken the stare down yet.
And he wants him to know that.
They stare down once again.
Woo.
Looks like Mike Coppinger is ready with some interviews with the fighters.
Arnold. Tio is feeling it.
Arnold, you've waited a long time for your first title shot. You're 33 years old. You're now 24 hours away. How are you feeling?
Oh man, if I'm ready, baby, let's get active.
I can see the intensity in your eyes. The other 2 main events have faced off all week, but this was your first face-off with Teofimo. What did you see in his eyes?
Oh man, we're ready. Both of us are ready, baby. We're gonna put on a show for New York City, baby. Times Square, make history. Let's do it. Let's have some fun.
And again, not just a wait for a title shot, but it's Teofimo Lopez in particular you've wanted for years. Why?
Oh man, because everything I've been through, man, I got this from the dirt, man. Anything given to me, man, it's all earned, hard way. My last 2 fights, man, from my old promoter to my new promoter. But we're gonna see, man. We really real takeover tomorrow.
Arnold Barboza, 24 hours away. Good luck.
Thank you.
Now we're here with Teofimo Lopez. You call yourself the Takeover. You've earned that name. How do you steal the show tomorrow night? Well,
He ain't talking.
so you're wearing a mask. You don't want to talk. What's going on?
I want to fight. I want to fucking fight. I'm ready. I want to fucking fight. I'm tired of everybody bullying me. I'm ready. No more. No more. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. I'm ready. Been ready.
Yeah, you've waited almost a year for this fight. You fought last in June in Miami. Why are you so ready now?
Nah, that was 10 months ago. I'm still ready. Nobody wanted it. We here now. Everybody, thank you all. Look, we're wearing Blue Demon. You know what time it is, Lucha Libre, que viva Mexico, Honduras, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Japón, Japan. What's up, baby? We in the building.
And again, Teofimo, you are the Ring Magazine champion at 140, and we know that when the lights are the brightest, you are at your best. You're going to be fighting in Times Square. What can we expect?
Man, it's not about the lights, man. It's never been about that. It's against all odds. And the odds are not in my favor. Trust. And we against that. So let's go. We ready, man. You know what time it is. At the end of the day, I didn't have no co-signer. They did. We did it this way. Hard way. We went down, came right back up. Linear world champion 2 times. 25. We did it a decade before Crawford. Damn right. We in here. Let's go.
Teofimo Lopez, one of the best fighters in the world, defending his Ring Magazine title.
There he is, Teofimo Lopez. A message right there from Teofimo.
Terrence Crawford is in the building, sitting right by the stage.
of our 3 big main event fights tomorrow night.
What a message. What a face-off for that first fight. Incredible intensity, and that's just the beginning. We have 2 more main event level fights still to come.
It's a high level of anxiety when it comes to the weigh-in. When you see your opponent for the last time.
That's why he didn't want to break that stare. That energy, it's going to be with him until he fights.
He was locked in, though, Barack.
I want to know what's going through Crawford's mind right now from hearing that. 10 years.
That was a shot.
It was a jab for no reason, so I wonder what's going through his head.
Well, we know what's going through his head.
Derek Chisora
Look
is
at
in
the
the building.
intensity in this room. Derek Chisora in the building. Tyson in the building.
Edgar
Tons
Blanca's
of
in the
fighters. Personalities.
Jermaine Ortiz in the building.
Everybody understands it, though, Barack. Everybody knows this moment means everything to the city of New York. Looks like we're ready for our second matchup. Let's send it down to Michael Buffer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our second of the 3 main event contests. 12 rounds of boxing. This will be in the welterweight division. Introducing first from Avenal, California, USA. An outstanding record consisting of 29 victories, 18 wins by knockout, only 2 defeats. He is Jose Carlos Ramirez. 29 victories, 18 KOs, only 2 defeats. Jose Carlos Ramirez. And his opponent, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, with a perfect professional record consisting of 31 fights, 31 victories, 15 big wins by KO. He's the former undisputed lightweight world champion and the former WBC junior welterweight champion of the world, ranked at number 1 at 140 pounds by Ring Magazine, and he is Devin the Dream Haney. Twelve rounds of boxing in the welterweight division. First onto the scales from Avenal, California, Jose Carlos Ramirez. $143.8 pounds for Jose Carlos Ramirez. Next on to the scales, his opponent, a 2-time world champion, former undisputed, undefeated lightweight world champion, former WBC junior welterweight world champion, ranked number 1 in the world by Ring Magazine at 140. He is Devin the Dream Haney. 143 pounds even. 143 even.
There it is. Both fighters make weight. Devin the Dream Haney, he always comes in shape.
Oh, man.
He's looking in shape this time as well. This one's intense. It has been since yesterday when Devin said he was going to dust Jose Ramirez.
Listen, he knows what's at stake in October. He knows he has to get past this man first. And look at his neck. It's glittery. Those diamonds are dancing, man.
They're talking to each other right now. They know the importance it is. Former unified versus former undisputed. Both men looking to send a message. Devin with the long layoff. Jose Ramirez trying to prove everybody wrong right here in the middle of New York. Barack, what do you see?
I see long layoff, but long camp. Devin looking crazy chiseled. And Jose's finally focused, but this is at a new weight class, so
6 of
we
the
never know how
best
he's
in
going
the
to perform.
world going at it in 3 main events.
We're here with Jose Ramirez, former champion at 140. Now you're fighting at a career high 143.9. You see how big you look. How much better do you feel?
Much better. You know, I'm ready for May 2nd, and I just can't wait, man. I'm blessed and I'm fortunate, and we'll see. But I'm ready to fight, man. That's one thing that I am ready for. Last time I was here, I became a world champion, so I'm ready to make that statement again tomorrow.
And look, Jose, we know that you're one of the most polite fighters in all of boxing, but Devin Haney was chirping at you. You're going at it with him right now. What were you saying to him in that face-off?
You know, I'm ready. That's it. There's nothing to say. I'm ready.
Lastly, you are the underdog. Do you feel like you're being slept on in this fight?
I do my talking in the ring. That's it. And tomorrow I'm talking a lot in the ring.
All right, thank you, Jose. Best of luck. Yeah. Evan, you hear the boos. I think you like it. What do you feel when you hear those boos?
Let's go!
Look, I was with you last year when you fought Ryan Garcia. You were woozy, you were weight trains. Now you're fighting at a career high 144-pound catch weight. How do you feel?
Better than ever. Alhamdulillah. I thank Allah for this opportunity, and I'm going to shine. It's going to be the best performance y'all ever seen from me. This is the best I ever felt. Inshallah, victory.
You know, we know you like to mix it up with some antics. You shoved Vasily Lomachenko once. Now you were yelling at Jose Ramirez. What were you telling him?
He going to get hurt.
Okay, does that mean you're going for the stoppage?
We going to see.
And then, of course, you're setting up that big fight with Ryan Garcia. You got to fight first against Jose. What do you want to show Ryan Garcia?
It all starts with Jose. Once I get past Jose, I'm going to get to y'all, boy.
Thank you, Devin.
There's Iron Mike Tyson. He is loving the action so far, and so are we. And guys, again, intense. Everybody understands the importance of this moment. I think one man that understands it more than we do is another New York native, Edgar Berlanga, in the building. Edgar, what's going on, baby? We're all excited to have you here. Just talk to us about how important this is to the city of New York.
Oh, this is important, you know. This is history in the making. First time this has ever been done, you know, a boxing match, a boxing fight, big mega fight, 3 main events in 42nd Street, something amazing.
And then a couple months down the line, we're talking about we're here in Central Park, you in there against Shiraz. I mean, is this like the warm-up for that, for like innovative fights in New York?
Yeah, I wanted to see the atmosphere. You know, I came to support the fighters. You know, these are young guys that I came up with in the amateurs, and I'm excited, man. You know, now we're hearing that, you know, I could be fighting July 12th, Central Park, in my hometown.
Central Park's official now?
I mean, that's what they're saying. There's a whole bunch of
That's what we heard.
Yeah,
We
that's
don't
what we
know.
heard, so we don't know, man.
There we go.
Whenever Turkey just mentions it, you mean it's official. You know? That EB stands for everything Brooklyn right there. Yo, imagine if you fought in Times Square, Puerto Rican Day weekend. What would that be like?
Oh man, you're talking about the whole city's getting shut down for sure, man. Like, it's almost shut down right now. So just imagine a Puerto Rican Day weekend. You know, that's something to look forward to for next year.
What do you think about the matchup, the main event, Ryan Garcia versus Rolly, who's a dangerous puncher?
Yeah.
But this is a big stage. Nobody's ever can say they fought in Times Square. What do you think is going through Ryan and Rolly's head right now?
Right now, I know. I mean, they've been at that level already. You know, they fought the best. They fought in a big arena, right? You know. So I think for me, I feel like they're ready, man. I think they're ready to go. I think they're ready to perform. I think there's a lot of excitement. You know, me driving past that ring, bro, I'm like, nah, this is different.
It's different.
It is absolutely different. And again, we have all of the big-time fighters in the building tonight, including the destroyer himself, Conor Benn, is in the building. Fresh off his historic fight in London. They took over that city. We're taking over New York. Edgar, what do you think of that fight?
That's my brother right there, man. Conor Benn, that's my dog right there. Like, No, that's my dog, huh?
You proud of him that night?
Yeah, hell yeah. He's a legend. I say he's a legend. I told Keith Conley that. I said, yo, Keith, he's a legend. You know what I'm saying? He did what he had to do. 62,000 people, right?
Yep. They went up 2 weight classes.
Yeah, bro. He's a legend, bro. You got to give credit when credit's due, you know. And he's doing it over there.
So what should he do? Do a rematch with him or go back to 147 fight like Mario?
Rematch. We got to get that lick back.
We got
to get that lick back, man.
No doubt. Absolutely.
So when you see Conor then sitting there, when you see the fandom that created, when you see this event and the fandom that creates, you just have to be chomping at the bit to get back in there.
Of course, man. I'm excited. You know, listen, man, back in New York, you know, I'm going to shake the city for sure. You know, I fought Canelo. I'm coming off a first round knockout, you know, so I'm looking to prove something. You know, whoever's my opponent, come July 12th, I'm looking to destroy, man.
Speaking of Canelo, he fights tomorrow. What do you think happens in that one?
Canelo's gonna win. You know, the Cuban guy. You know, he's not. I don't think he's a good fighter. Well, he's a good fighter, but I don't think he's that type of. I don't think he's an A fighter.
Good enough to beat Canelo. Not good enough to beat Canelo.
Not good enough to beat Canelo. I want that rematch though.
So what's the road to that rematch?
That rematch. I mean, you know, I gotta focus on July 12th. You know, I'm looking at. I want that Munguia fight. You know, I really want that fight. I feel like once I grab Munguia, I knock Munguia out. I feel like it's gonna make something happen. You know what I'm saying? I think the Mexicans and the Puerto Ricans are gonna call for that fight again.
Yeah. I know you guys were respectful, you and Canelo, but I saw something earlier today. I was like, uh-oh, there's a problem again.
Yeah. I had a lot of respect for the guy, right? You know, obviously you see it after the fight. I showed him, even after the fight, showed him tons of respect. You know, but I was hearing things, you know, on social media, him doing interviews, saying that I was trying to survive. You know. And that's not that type of party. You know, I'm Puerto Rico, I come from New York, bro. You know, so when I come to fight, we come to fight, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we went 12, come on, man. You know, you see his face, I fucked his face up.
We got you. And by the way, another big-time fighter in the building tonight, 2 times undisputed, it's Terrence Bud Crawford. Ladies and gentlemen, your WBO World Super Welterweight Champion. He has some big things coming up, but let's send it back to Michael Buffer with our final fighter introductions.
Now, the way it continues, before we go to our next fight, we have greatness in the room with our fighters, and I would like to introduce just a few that I have spotted. Standing behind me, of course, he's a former Olympic gold medal champion, a 6-time 7-division world champion, from the Boxing Hall of Fame, the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. And standing right here behind me to my left, a man who made boxing history with over 20 defenses of his middleweight world championship. Also, he went from middleweight to the light heavyweight world title. Also from the Boxing Hall of Fame, the former undisputed middleweight world champion, former light heavyweight world champion, the man known as B-Hop, Bernard Hopkins! And sitting down here in the front row, ladies and gentlemen, we are in New York, where he is originally from. Ladies and gentlemen, I was lucky enough to introduce him many times in the world of boxing. One of the most popular heavyweight champions in boxing history, the former 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson. So the third of our of our triple hitter fights tomorrow night is here for the official weigh-in. 12 rounds of boxing in the welterweight division. Introducing first from Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, 16 fights, 13 wins by knockout, only 2 defeats. He's the former junior welterweight world champion, Rolando Rolly Romero. And we got some music there, that's good. And his opponent to the stage and then to the scales, from Victorville, California, USA, 24 fights, 24 victories, 20 big wins by KO, only 1 defeat. Ranked among the best in the world by Ring Magazine, and he is Ryan King Rye Garcia. First onto the scales, the young man that comes to us from Las Vegas, former junior welterweight world champion, Rolly Romero. 146.6 pounds for Rolando Rolly Romero. Next onto the scales, his opponent, 24 victories, 20 wins by KO, only 1 defeat. Ranked among the best in the world at 140 pounds. Welterweight fight tomorrow night on the scales. King Rye Garcia. 146.8 pounds for Garcia. Romero versus Garcia, the third of the triple hitter fights. Fatal Fury at Times Square, New York, USA. A great night of boxing. It's all available on pay-per-view on DAZN.com.
A short face-off.
Seems like
They're still looking at each other.
I mean,
Talk to me,
energy wasn't as intense as Teofimo and Barboza. They turn heads pretty quick.
They doesn't have to be big, because they're all big punches.
You're right.
That's all we worried about. And you know what? Ryan's been talking all week about the size difference. I see it.
100% for Rocky.
We're here with former world champion Rolly Romero. This is going to be your first fight at 147. And when I was in camp with you in Las Vegas, you said this jumping weight should have come a long time ago. How are you feeling?
Not so hungry this time.
And then again, this is going to be your second marquee fight. You fought Gervonta Davis also in New York a few years ago. Now you're going to be fighting in Times Square. What are you envisioning?
A knockout. It's a vicious knockout. You see, I knock him out. Long overdue.
It seems like it's been a pretty heated battle between you and Ryan, the face-offs, the trash talk. Is it personal?
I don't know what you guys are talking about. It hasn't been heated. I think it's been pretty professional.
All right, so we're going to see the knockout tomorrow night. Is that right?
Of course.
All right, Rolly Romero tomorrow night in Times Square. Thank you. All right. I think a lot of people are here to see you, of course. Ryan Garcia, one of the biggest stars in all of boxing. You're going to be fighting at a career-high 147 pounds. We know how big you are. How much better are you feeling right now?
Much better. You know, this is the weight class I belong in. This is the one I feel the most comfortable, so excited to start my journey at 147.
And this is going to be your first fight in a year. You had the layoff. Was that layoff good for you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, but inactivity is the worst thing you have in your career, but at the end of the day, you know, a lot of boxers go through it. I've been through it many times before, so I'm going to show out come Friday night.
Yeah, at yesterday's press conference, we saw you and Bill Haney get into it, and when I was with you in camp in La Jolla, you told me it's not personal between you and Devin, but it is between you and Bill. Why?
I mean, I'm not going to give too much energy into that. You know, he likes to talk a lot, but at the end of the day, you know, I got to focus on Rolly's tomorrow, because without winning that, we can't have that rematch. So I got to stay focused on Rolly's. He's a power puncher, so I got to watch every step.
Times Square, New York. You're going to be right in the center of the universe. Ryan Garcia, one of the biggest stars in all of boxing. How excited are you?
I'm super excited. I'm just blessed with this opportunity. I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, over everything. And, you know, we're ready to do our job.
Thank you, Ryan Garcia. Can't wait to see you tomorrow night.
Thank you. Let's get it.